Hi, my name is Kees and I help people from doing to being, and today I'm here with a video about love. Love is truly important, and what I'm talking about, or what I want to talk to you about, is a deeper love. It's not per se the romantic love we all know from romantic comedies and things like that. To me, that's not love. It's a sort of usually it's more of attraction. It's more of sexuality. It's more romance or things like that. It's usually not really related to what love is, where you don't need anything from the other person. You don't want anything from the other person. You respect the other person exactly as they are or as they are not. You can be with someone without expecting them to be a certain way or to relate in a certain way or to do something in a certain way. That is what love is. Love is to me the essence of acceptance, of not wanting to change something. But that can also definitely give you these warm, fuzzy love feelings which we all talk about. When we talk about love, it's a feeling of joy, of love, of bliss, of excitement sometimes, or even, a sort of, yeah, it's a feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. It's a warm, fuzzy feeling. And it's actually the essence of what we are and what other people are if we don't limit ourselves. And that projected on another person is that we don't expect anything from that person. That we allow that person to be who they are. And perfection itself is the whole thing, right? So perfection, we could say, is everything. Everything in itself is perfect. Sort of the cosmos is perfect. But a small piece of the cosmos is something that keeps the whole thing balanced, but it might be it might seem a little bit imperfect, even though it's part of this perfection, and it is definitely perfect. It might seem imperfect because it does not have everything in it, and the things that piece. When we talk about the individual, for example, it's a piece of the cosmos, and that piece may seem imperfect, and that is because it's not the whole thing. It's part of the whole thing. It's an expression of the whole thing. It's keeping the whole thing in balance. And it's a little bit of background to use when we then look at our friends, our parents, our significant others, our siblings, because they might seem imperfect on the outside, but in reality they are perfect because they are part of the whole universe. And we can love them if we see them, sorry for the camera, but if we see them as what they are. And what they are is a part of the cosmos that is expressing itself, trying its best to express itself, and that not everything can be expected from one thing, right? So that's a complicated, abstract way to say don't expect anything from your partner, just let them be. Don't expect too much from your parents, your siblings, your loved ones, and just interact with them from the place of your being and letting them be what they are, and then you get a sort of interbeing together. You can be together in an authentic way, where we're not trying to change each other, where we're not saying one is better, where we're not trying to educate each other, but we're just being with each other from a very relaxed, a very steady place. And that's really important. To really feel love and to be love, we need to be loving. And that means loving yourself or loving others is not about changing, but it's about accepting, it's about loving, it's about not wanting to change, but it's about seeing the other as part of the whole. So in this way we can start to understand how we can love. And love is about acceptance. And as an accepting being, we can still say something about certain behavior which is out of line. We can still have boundaries in what we tolerate in our being or in our being together with somebody. That's still beautiful and that's still there. Because the other person in their imperfection and you in your imperfection, but actually your imperfection of course, but seemingly perfection, can try to embrace the other person. And even though we're embracing them mentally, not physically, because it's the whole corona situation, even then, when we embrace them, we can still, talk to them in a real way and show us our authentic self and show us what we think, what is going through our heads, etc. And that's also love. So love is not only not wanting to change the other person, but it's also not wanting to change ourselves and being okay if we want something or something in us wants to talk to the other person about something which happened in the past, for example, wants to clear it up. That's totally okay, especially if it comes from this loving place where you say, I don't want to change what happened, I don't want to change you, but what I do want to tell you is how this is for me and how I experienced what we went together, for example, went through together. And if we can love ourselves a little bit more, if we can love the others in our world a little bit more, if we can let ourselves be a little bit more, if we can let others be a little bit more, then there is space for all of us. I still believe that. That even though the planet is getting a little bit more crowded, you still have these beautiful views. Look at this. You still have this. You still have space for all of us, mentally and physically. But it's about being this space, which I talk about quite a lot recently. I have been talking about quite a lot recently. It's about being the space in which all that wants to happen from within you is allowed. And it's a sort of place of surrender where you give yourself to whatever feels best for you, what is seemingly there and what wants to express itself. And that is a beautiful thing because it's a love for yourself. And with that said, I want to introduce you to something which is actually below. I have a link below to the event I'll be doing with Floris. It'll be about self-love and about loving yourself, and I just gave you a little bit of an intro about that. And with that, with that, we'll be talking a lot more about this theme of self-love and how love works and how we can be more loving and some exercise for that. And we'll be talking the whole day about that and also talking with you, of course, trying to express some of our love for you, because when you're watching this, I love you. I think it's so. I think you're a beautiful person, and you've been expressing yourself in this earth in your own unique way, and that's something to be respected. That's something to be loved. And the fact that you're even watching this video means that you're interested in love, that you're wanting to be more loving. So if you have this want and this need, and you feel attracted to what I'm saying in this video, then please join us, and I'll put the date link there as well. It's in November. We'll be talking at Roots and Wings, which is a beautiful place here in Amsterdam, and I hope to see you there. Much love, and let's evolve together.